PodCast. Today is December 13th, 2077. It is CyberPunk 77, and now I've got my second screen making noise, so now I'm distracted, and it's all weird.
Let's go, baby.
I'm King Conan. We've got Naked Gorilla today as our guest, and our usual co-hosts, Naked Hobo and McAaron. Boys, big fucking week. I haven't slept much. I am so cyberpunked out. I can't even fucking believe it. Thoughts? Where are we at?
So,
wants to go first?
Go ahead.
I'll go first. I haven't even started it, but I did download it. So
hey,
my thoughts are, my download speeds are back to normal again. I'm very happy with that. Go.
All right. I'll let Eric go first.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Quite a bit myself, but
I'm not gonna drop any spoilers. I don't know. That's just personal preference for me. It's aesthetically pleasing. It looks gorgeous. That's one thing I'll give it credit to. I like the free world. You can basically open any door you want. Talk to any NPC, which is cool. However, most of them are fucking rude to you for no reason. Okay,
I have noticed
bullshit, dude.
Don't you dare fucking wave a gun around anywhere near a fucking NPC.
Crazy, dude. Even with the fist. Sometimes
that would be normal, right?
You can't
ridiculous.
be walking around ready to fight because a police warrant will be ready.
It's bad. The bugs though are very annoying. I want to say already about 5 times I've had to go back to a previous checkpoint just because I can't pull out my gun, or I get caught in a like the investigative mode. I get caught in that, so my character moves all slow. I don't like the gunplay. I feel like it's just wonky and not there. It doesn't feel good. Stealth is fucking weird, dude. Basically just crouch at all times. And then when you're crouching and you try to take little steps and you double tap one key, your guy's gonna do a big fucking dodge and then he moved. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. What else, dude?
So to piggyback off the stealth, once you start getting
story
into the
does not interest me at all.
Really?
At all. I am not pulled
He's
in
doing
at
corpo.
all.
But
that could also be the difference. I am doing corpo.
From what I've read, the choice, like your initial choice, whether you're a nomad, street kid, or a corpo, really does not affect the overall storyline, other than a few the way some NPCs react to you.
Really?
Yeah.
That could be why everyone fucking hates me, because I'm a corpo.
Yeah, so other than that, it doesn't change the storyline. You're still best friend. I'm assuming your best friend is still Jackie. And
Lamel.
Yeah.
We all know what happens.
Yeah, so, so your gender does matter in terms of, like, some of the endings that you can unlock, because you can't form a relationship with Panam, because she's straight. And that's one of, like, the major endings.
No spoilers for endings.
I haven't spoiled anything. I'm just telling you.
Have it.
If you're gonna want to get one of the better endings, you gotta be a male. What's it called? But the whole corpo, nomad, or street kid does not change the core story of the game itself.
I did not choose corpo because I was a hard ass either. I recognize, because I was playing with Conan at launch and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna choose street kid," and I was like, "Fuck, that does look cool," but for the sake of it, I'm gonna choose corpo because no one's gonna choose corpo.
Well, Preston chose corpo too. I was actually torn to do nomad. I almost did a nomad.
Nomad is also cool. Yeah.
I mean,
it's okay.
Look, so the game is designed, I think, so that you can have multiple playthroughs, and it'll change how you do certain decisions. Because I have put in quite a bit of hours, and I don't have enough skill points to be able to unlock an entire tree. And then, to unlock certain abilities within the tree, you have to use those abilities a lot and get them to level 20. So, but the hacking, I just started doing it right now, and I was like, fuck, I wish I would have just gone hacking. Because you can literally kill people just by hacking into them and then, like, putting a virus and their head explodes.
Yeah.
And you can not actually shoot a single bullet. You can get through the whole game just by hacking everybody. And cameras and everything.
You guys aren't done with it, but do you, based on what George just said, do you think there's going to be a lot of replayability in this game? People replay The Witcher over and over and over again, which I have absolutely no clue why.
Because, like, I can finish the game right now, and, like, mostly my guy is, like, an assault base. I'm, like, an assault base character. So it's, like, handguns.
Me too, not on purpose.
Like, guns. Basically, guns is right now. But if I were to do it again, I'd like to do, like, a hacker. Like, all I want to do is just hack everybody and kill them.
Hacker man.
Yeah, hacker man, dude. I want to do the hacker man, dude. Like, I've been doing it right now, and it's so much fun because you just sit in the back and you just scoping people, and you just hack into them, and then they even have, like, viruses that when you get one of them, it'll get everybody, and it just keeps going on. And, like, I cleaned up a whole room by hacking one person, and then that person, like, throws up, and it gets somebody else, and then you just see the little X's going around the room, and then everybody's dead.
Whoa, that's fucking crazy.
I guess because I haven't gotten there.
So, like, kind of like the necrotic grips, you know how it just starts going?
Yeah.
It was just like that.
I was just thinking about that.
So, like, I hacked the first person at the door, and it was like a contagion or whatever, and then that person threw up on the floor, and then somebody came over to watch, and then you just see the little thing, like the little red square, and it's filling up. And then that guy got sick, and then he walks away, and he throws up, and then he got somebody else sick, and it just went like that through the whole room. And then next thing you know is you just see all the X's for the loot on the floor where I can walk in and loot them.
That's awesome.
So, like, I would want to do a replay as a hacker man.
Yeah, if I did a replay, I'd probably be melee. I just like lucked into some legendary mantis blades yesterday, and yeah, I just like started jumping because I got the double jump too. Thank you, Hobo, for telling me about those. I had no idea that those were a thing.
So you get like a charge jump and the double jump, but the double jump I think is the most useful one.
The double jump is awesome. So I like started from way out, you know, I'll be on like a roof or like get a little height and be like bump bump, and then like I'll land in people and then just start mantis blading them. And they're pretty effective, but I'm not even spec'd out into blades at all. So like I know if I would be able to do just insane amounts of damage. But they're still pretty effective right now. I've been playing assault as well. Like I've got that maxed out to 20. And almost the entire tree is selected. I have like one perk left. I think I need to unlock or something. But
is there a max level?
There's max street cred. I haven't seen if there's an actual max level. But like, so for example,
I guess.
Yeah. So what happens though is like I have my assault tree is pretty much all opened, but I'm missing the very bottom node, and in order for you to get that bottom node, you have to level up the skill, like use the skills within that tree to level 20 before you can unlock that. And that's basically like, oh hey, you've mastered this. Mastery of this like tree. And that ability, I'm like really curious because you can't even hover over it to see what it is. Yeah, like what it gives you. But I'm like super curious about what it does.
Cool.
Overall, the depth of the RPG is really well. But we did have some topics which we kind of have diverted from. First, we wanted to see the console performance. I did share with Aaron a meme which I thought was really funny.
You gotta put that on the screen, man. That was hilarious.
I'll send it. I'll put it in my camera actually, because I don't want to share my screen because I don't have it set up. But it is pretty funny. Like.
Let's say CyberPunk on PC, CyberPunk on console. Yep.
That is really good.
So, it's true though, because it like because Aaron was almost gonna get it on console, and we all talked him out of it. We're like, don't do it. So apparently, it's so bad that right now Sony, who is notorious for not refunding shit, is refunding people on the PS4 for their money if they want to file a refund for Cyberpunk.
There was a patch today that made it playable, but not that it was good. So, FYI.
So
the part that confuses me is how god-awful it looks.
I did see a video where by Destin. So it's not too bad on the PS4 Pro. It's not too bad even on the PS4, like the newer consoles. It's really bad if you playing it like on a 2013 PS4, which is what I have. So like I wouldn't even try to throw it on there. They're saying it looks so bad that it looks like a PS3 game.
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah, it looks really bad from everything I've seen.
I'm going to tangent here. The difference between an OG PS4 and a PS4 Slim, there's no difference, I thought. So why would the original be so much worse than the Slim?
There is a difference on the, give me a second, guys.
PS4 Slim.
Is there a PS4 Slim? PS4 Pro?
There we go. That was it.
No.
There is a difference in regards to the, I think, not a huge difference, but I think it does have like a slightly faster hard drive. Let me Google it real quick.
Either way, I would not recommend playing this game on a PS4 or an Xbox One. From everything I've seen.
The processor is the same. The RAM is the same. The hard drive, it now has a built-in 1 terabyte hard drive versus the 500 gig. But I think it has a faster version of like the HDD. So it's like a slightly faster. It has upgraded cooling. So that might be another thing, is the actual cooling factor, of how fast you're cooling the console itself. Which definitely, as you guys know, and especially in the PC world, that has a lot to do with performance. So if your console's getting hot, it's going to be great. And that's pretty much it. I'm thinking that the cooling probably is the biggest factor between like the OGs. And then also that hardware has taken a beating over the last 7 years.
Yeah, totally. I was considering, like, because I'm enjoying this game so much. And I think my nephew would really enjoy it. He's, 16, and I think he would really dig it.
So you're going to get a 16-year-old digital porn?
I was about to say.
I would, yeah.
He's 6 years old,
uncle,
ready to explore.
Dude, he's taller than I am, dude. This kid's 6'8". Like, he's,
But two then? No way,
okay, dude. So the scene where you're playing Johnny and you're talking to Alt, and they're like having that is like really you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. I went through that scene today, and I was like,
I told my girlfriend I thought I was cheating on her.
Dude, I was doing that scene, and I'm like, oh dear God, please don't let Nolan open the door. Please don't let Nolan open the door.
Hey Dad, what are you doing?
Is it worse than the fire sex in Valhalla?
Yes, because here
that was turned on,
dude. Full on digital vag.
Yeah,
oh.
Like meat curtains and bean and everything. You see it there. In that particular scene. And like
the topic for the day to digital badge.
Yeah. we will talk about that, but like I'm telling you, like that was probably the most graphic sex scene in the game so far.
It really was, dude. Like, yeah, I couldn't believe that when that was happening. I was like, oh my God, they're just going for it here.
I felt dirty. Like I felt like I've cheated on somebody.
Like,
I did not feel right.
It got to the point where I was like, instead of looking at the screen, I was just like this the entire time. Because I was just like I wanted to be like back in the days, like alt tab, like because, but like we diverted, yeah. So you want to get it for your nephew? He would love you for it. Let me tell you that.
Dude,
if he's 16,
that's so clever.
He would love it, I think. But yeah, he has a PS4, and so I'm like, I can't in any good conscience, like, that's the deciding factor. Not the sex, not the violence. It's, you have a PS4, it's going to look terrible. Don't experience it.
And you're going to hate this game.
It's going to be Roblox vag.
Honestly, I
it's just
feel
going to be 2 blocks.
I know that they were trying to be inclusive because there was like a lot of grief about the game being delayed, etc. I think they should have just excluded. They should have been like PS4 Pro, Xbox Series One X, like the upgraded version too. Because like if you have the Xbox One, like the OG one, like the 2013, like I have, you're gonna have the same pain.
Nope.
They should have been like PS5, Xbox Series X, PS4 Pro, or the newest Xbox One. If you put a disclaimer there. If you buy it on the PS4, like, if you use an older legacy PS4 or an older legacy Xbox One, you may see quality degradation. Put a disclaimer up there.
So I got 2 points to make. One, I think this completely explains why it's a bad idea to have a Pro versus a regular, or an X versus a regular.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, it just ruins the ability for developers to build a good game, if you're going to go for high-end or not. Now, the other thing I want to point out is that CyberPunk started, 7 years ago, or whatever it was? So they have no excuse to not be able to build this thing for a PS4 base.
I'm going to tell you right now, the magnitude of the game explains 7 years. And Conan and I were having a discussion. This thing could probably go back to the oven for another 6 months to a year. And it would be like a very polished game.
And it will be. This company constantly refixes their stuff.
Yeah, they're going to keep supporting it, and they're going to keep deploying stuff, and it'll be better. Like, I remember Witcher 3 Day 1 versus Witcher 3 Gold Edition, night and day.
Yep, not even the same game, it feels like.
Yeah, exactly. That being said, like, you brought up an excellent point. This is one of the pain points that a lot of people have with Apple. But it is one of the things that the industry really needs to adopt. So Apple makes it so that if you deploy an application into their store, it has to work on all their devices across generation, like a set amount of time.
Right.
So it has to work, and it has to look good on like all devices. It can't just be like, hey, this only works on like iPhone 12 and up. It has to be like from 8 to the 12 Pro, and it has to behave the same, react the same, look the same.
Yep.
That's easier said than done with consoles, but I agree with you 100%. They should have said, okay, you know what? Yes, we started developing it 7 years ago. Yes, our original intended audience was PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But that being said, this is the reality now. It's PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. Heck, my PC is running it, but like barely too. Like, I'm running.
And you
like
told me to buy it on my PC.
Like 40 to 60 frames. Your PC is very similar to Eric's, and he's not having any performance issues.
Yeah, I'm typically around what you said, 40, 60 sometimes.
I think that's to be expected in a gigantic open world with, and the biggest part of it is the amount of NPCs that are on the screen. Yeah, like they're doing calculations for all sorts of people. Like, and you can change the population density in the options if that's an issue. But
do they serve
fucking mean, dude?
There's so much going on. It's crazy. There's so much detail. There's so many things you can interact with. Each thing that you interact with has, there could be all sorts of NPCs that have dialogue and interactions around you. Like, it's not like where you're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla and you've got like little towns and villages that you're visiting and there's, like 20 people maybe. In a big city, it's like 40 people. It's like, no, there's 40 people like in this general block right here.
There's 40 people like if you go into the apartment complex alone, there's 40 people just in the apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of the apartments you can go into, every single apartment will have 1 or 2 NPCs that you can actually talk to, and they have dialogue. Not to mention all the loot that you can take off of those rooms.
So yeah, like for me, I think if it was a point where I had to, let's say I was struggling to maintain frames or have a playable experience, and one of the things I had to do was decrease the amount of characters that are on screen. I think the game would feel a lot more empty. It would feel kind of weird. Like right now, and granted, I am playing on a brand new PC, 3080, all that stuff. Being able to play it in this experience, like where the city is full and alive and vibrant, there's music going on, there's all sorts of things happening. Like it needs to feel this way. Night City needs to feel this way, and I think in a perfect world, PS5 and Xbox One or the Xbox Series X would have had tons and tons of consoles available for launch this year, and they would have been like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna only do this for PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC." But due to everything that's happened this year, and there was huge console shortages, that. And I don't know if it was like a later sort of thought, like, yeah, I guess we are going to keep PS4 in and Xbox One, but yeah, I don't know. The next gen consoles seem to be much more ready for it.
Well, the next gen consoles have been handling it much better, for sure.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, the PS4 experience, the Xbox One experience, like I feel for those people, but at the same time, coming into what and having an understanding of what this game was striving for, I don't have a ton of sympathy. Like, as shitty as that sounds, is like, when you knew PUBG was coming to console, you're like, oh, that's going to run like shit. That's going to look like shit. And sure enough, it did. It ran like shit. It looked like shit. And you knew that was going to happen. Like, the thing about CyberPunk is we didn't have the actual, performance on PC that we could compare to it beforehand. It's like, okay, we know this is going to be super fucking taxing. We know it. But we just didn't have the numbers, the data, the experience to be like, oh, when you put it on PS4 or Xbox One, it's going to be a piece of shit.
No offense on that one, but there is no excuse for a company to release a game that can't even run on the software that you're releasing.
Yeah, so I feel
like
I feel like they were caught kind of like between a rock and a hard place kind of situation. So they had gotten a ton of grief for delaying it. Imagine the amount of pressure they would have gotten had they said, you know what, guys, we need to delay this at least 3 more months. Which is what, realistically, if we wanted to have at least a less buggy, more runnable version, where they needed 3 more months, optimal 6 more months, even a year, and this would have been the most gorgeous game. The better, anyhow, that being said, they got caught in that situation. It got to the point where they're like, you know what, we're just going to have to release this. Because we are everybody's crunching, the developers are all the employees are working all these extra hours. We got the headache of the bonuses and all this other stuff that they have attached, especially since that company has such a unique bonus structure to their employees based on the game reviews, the game sales, etc.
They changed it.
They changed it because this game is getting review bombed.
Yep.
For good reason. No offense to them. If you're not playing on a PC, this is not a good game. It's probably gonna get there, but if you're not on PC, it's not a game that's ready to be released.
So, I mean, I guess what I would say is if you only have a PS4 or you only have an Xbox One, you don't have a PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X, and you don't have you have the OGs, the 2013 version of those consoles, I would skip. Wait till you either get a PS5 or Xbox Series X, or you can get and hold on and play this game how it's meant to be played. You are going to get a degraded experience if you're playing it on one of those legacy consoles right now. Who knows, maybe in the future they'll release some patches that'll help the performance, but just from what I've seen, the magnitude of the game, it just doesn't make sense. It's kind of like, remember the difference between when we play, when I don't know if you guys ever played The Last of Us, the first one, and PS3, and then when it launched on PS4, like the vast difference in performance between that game, and not only like how it performed, also how it looked, how it felt, how smooth it was. That's kind of what I feel like is going to happen with this game as well.
Well, I mean, we can almost already experience it, right? Like between the older consoles and PCs, it's it's a vastly different experience. Like just talking with you guys, I'm in a lucky situation to have the PC that I have right now, and the game is fucking beautiful. It really is. I don't have any frame rate issues. My biggest issues have all been just glitchy, buggy shit.
Yeah.
And so that's almost a different topic.
Yeah, that is a different topic that we're gonna get to.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Yeah. So that's my thoughts. Is if you have one of the older gens, kind of skip, wait for now. When you get your hands on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, then play it. And I know,
or just wait a couple months for an update. Maybe it'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you can squeeze more performance out of those machines at this point.
Right.
All right.
Well, it's very, very simple. You draw distance is reduced drastically, and you don't load your stuff in until you need it.
Okay.
That's how
Wait till
you
you
fix
play the
the
game.
performance.
Wait till you play the game. You'll see why that's not an option.
It is. It's a good game.
You have to drive everywhere, and when you drive, you can't be loading it, or else that driving experience is going to be ass.
Fucking
Ooh,
driving, dude.
yeah.
The fucking driving experience is worse than GTA, dude.
Get a motorcycle.
I was going to say, get a motorcycle, or wait till you get one of the better cars, like the
And more stoplights.
Dude, it's fucking terrible.
Wait till you get a motorcycle. The Akira motorcycle is great.
Oh, I want that right now. Plug it in.
That's so badass, dude.
The Akira motorcycle is really cool. The Akira motorcycle, or when you get the car, you can actually buy the car that you try to steal at the intro mission later on in the game for $225,000. For $225,000.
I didn't try to steal it. You're a fucking thief, dude.
You didn't try to steal it?
He's a corpo.
I'm a good guy.
Oh. Yeah, I tried to steal it.
Good guy. I didn't give a fuck.
Dude, in there, I play I'm like a true mercenary. There's this one side quest where there's this dude in the trunk, and I have to drive him over to the tiger claws, and then the guy's like, "Help me!" and he's banging on the trunk, and then you go out and you talk to him, and then I talk to him, and I'm like, "All right, well, whatever you did, you kind of deserve this." And then I went in and then I took off and I delivered his ass to the
G fucking G, dude.
to the gang.
Nice. That's how you play it. That's how you play the game.
Dude,
Oh,
why
shit.
not be a complete douche if you can?
I can't do it. I'll feel bad.
I mean,
away
I
and
I
I'll
know,
be
me
first.
too. Me
dude,
too. I always play the good guy route the first time through. Maybe the next time I'll be an
Dude,
asshole.
I'm definitely chaotic neutral all the time.
Do you remember fucking Dante's Inferno? When you would either save the soul or banish it to hell?
Oh, I banished
You
everything.
guys remember? I was about to say, yeah, I always chose the good way. Oh, you did some bad stuff, but here's heaven.
Or
And,
remember the old Knights of the Old Republic where you could be complete evil or complete good?
Mhm.
I was always fucking dark side by the end of the game.
Whores.
And then at the end it gives you the choice to completely save yourself, and then I'm like, okay, fine. But yeah, there is
that's what it is.
okay. So let's go into that now. That's a perfect segue. The side quests have been super. I'm finally progressing the main storyline because I think I have done probably about 60% of all the side quests in the game. And let me tell you, the story and the depth and how unique some of these side quests feel is insane. I have never played a game, even open world game, and I'm including Red Dead because I finished Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 6, Watch Dogs 1, 2, and 3, Assassin's Creed, the most recent ones, have had good side quests, but never to the level of these side quests.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla has the best side mission probably ever, though.
Oh,
So.
with the... yeah.
Mhm.
But,
Throwback to
wait
last
till you play
podcast.
some of the ones in this game. When you're
Yeah.
driving the Basilisk, you'll know.
Oh yeah,
I did see that.
the
Um,
Basilisk is
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
that is a good
It's a
fun
good-
mission.
good
Side
ride.
quest. That's a good side quest. So like no, and like for example, some of them even tug at your heartstrings. Like, have you done the one where you have to go get that kid's kidney transplant?
No,
So there's one in the
I did punch a kid.
there's one in the Nomads, in the Nomad, like in the Aldecaldo's like camp. And I don't know how you get it to trigger, but there's a little kid that's sick and he needs a kidney transplant, but he's got sickle cell, so he needs like a very special, like unique kidney apparatus, because in this place they don't use like
Yeah.
actual transplants, they use like machines and stuff.
cybernetic implant.
I was about to
And
say, yeah.
so you go back to the hospital and you have to like buy it from like a legal doctor or whatever.
Gotta get him a new USB cable.
But then there has like
Fucking micro USB.
it has like
Damn it! Who designed
it
this
has like
thing?
It's 2077. We still have 19 different kinds of cables.
no the funny part that you would talk about that's what I was getting to, is like it has this branching thing like where you actually finally get to the doctor and you ask the guy like, hey, like I'm here for the part, and he sells it to you, right? And then you grab it, but then if you have your talking ability leveled up enough, you notice that he's not saying the truth, and then you talk to him, and it turns out that it has like this virus firmware, and if you just take it like that, the kid will die. Then you have to shake out. You'll have to shake out the right firmware so that you flash it, and then when you finally take it to the doctor and you tell him, hey, by the way, your character will tell him this is the part, but you're gonna have to flash this or else the kid will die.
Shit. Damn.
Interesting.
That's fucked.
I had
Haven't
to
gotten
actually.
that
I
one.
reloaded because the first time I didn't notice that prompt, and I went.
That was the best.
I went all the way, and then like
Knowing Hobo, he's like, nice, it has a virus. Here you go.
No. I didn't know. I didn't know. I just took it like that, and then next thing you know is like you finish the mission, and then you have to wait for the surgery, so you skip ahead 8 hours, and then you come back, and then he's like, he didn't make it. You're like, what the fuck? And then it's like, yeah, it turns out that the part had a virus, and then that's when I reloaded back. I'm like, fuck this, Johnny's gonna make it. I'm gonna.
He's gonna do it.
And then that's when I was like, well, what did I do wrong? So I went back and that's one of the things I was gonna say. So the side quests have a lot of branching endings to them,
Mhm.
and I really like how, and this is another plus in my book, how generous they have been with the autosaves. There is an insane amount of autosaves, and you can actually go back if you want to redo a piece. Sometimes I wonder if they did it because as a consequence of the bugs. I have been plenty of times where I have to reload because I got stuck in like a weird situation. Like there was this one where all the penises were clipping through the pants.
You're telling me about
Yeah.
that.
So I was walking
Nice.
around and every dude in the map had a schlong, and they're like, because even the
That's
NPCs,
genital large. That's a small.
like, oh, dude, have you noticed in the Japan land, every single computer, if there's a male there, it has an email about enlarging their penis.
I just noticed that in general in a lot of different
Fucking
computers.
beautiful.
Every
man.
single computer will have a note about like an email saying like, yo, here's your order for your pills that will enlarge your penis. And then right above it, you'll have an email from their friend like, don't fall for those scams. It really doesn't enlarge your penis.
Trust me, I've tried. Fuck, man.
So like little details like that is like what has made... I wish the main storyline were a little longer, but the majority of the fun of the game has come from the side quest. As a matter of fact,
Well,
I think I've spent this like 90% of my time that I've spent playing this game, which I think at this point I'm like at 30-40 hours. I have done nothing but side questing.
Same.
Yeah, I've done a lot. Some of my favorites have been the Delamain side quest. I thought that was
Delamain.
really,
Oh,
Delamain,
really cool.
dude, I told you those were some great quests. Remember, I was the
They
one that,
really were.
That was some good.
Yeah,
like,
you guys were ahead of me on that one. I was like, I haven't even done those yet, and man, I'm so glad I went through and did those. Like
Just pull me in.
the sentient, AI
Did
was
you pull the plug,
really compelling.
or did you let the other?
Whatchamacallit wasn't high enough, and so I couldn't. I didn't have the other option to
release
save
the-
all the AIs or merge them.
Yeah.
So I had to pull the plug, man. So only the original Delamain remained,
So-
but
That
I
happened to
felt
me.
Question:
I didn't want to do that.
The
I
same thing
didn't
Is it
happened
hard
to me.
to-
Hmm?
Is it hard
Yeah.
to find these side quests? Because you guys have been talking about ones that each
Not
of you
at all.
haven't done.
No, so like your
Is it
map will
just
have all these
so many?
exclamation marks, and you literally just go to an exclamation mark, and as you're getting near, whatever fixer owns that area will call you and give you the details. There is also a menu where you can pull up all your side quests if you want to go one by one. Keeping in mind that the ones that are in the menu are only the ones that you have quote unquote discovered already. So some of them are like not discovered in the menu, so you'll still the easiest, safest way is just walk up to that thing on the map.
I guess I have a thing for sentient AI because there is another side quest that has to do with sentient AIs, except it's with a vending machine.
I haven't done that one yet.
Fuck,
It is
dude, what the
so fucking good and sweet, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like yeah, what are we doing? This is so fucked up. I don't know, man. It's really, really good.
The Delamain one, I felt bad, dude, because I was like,
Yeah.
I was like you. Since I had been concentrating on assault, I didn't have the requisite 8 hacking or whatever that I needed, so I couldn't. And so then Johnny tells you, okay, well then just destroy the mainframe, and you'll kill all of them. And I'm like, well, no, I don't want to do that either. So I saved them. I wonder though if you save the personalities, if you get to keep the car, because you get a car as a reward.
Yeah, I don't know.
You get a taxi car, which is one of the better cars in the game, by the way. That's been my main.
I would agree.
I haven't used a vehicle other than the Akira bike since I got it.
The problem I have with
the vehicle I used.
the game, the bike, is that you're going so fast. The mini map doesn't seem to be large enough when you're driving, so it's like the classic scenario of Siri, right? You're driving and it's like turn now, and you're like ah. And then
Said it was 2 miles out.
Yeah, and then next thing
So
you know,
that's-
your car's doing this. It's like
That's
Dude,
some of the
100%
TLC stuff that I hope that they'll end up putting in over the course of the next year is,
Oh, that's
like when you're on a vehicle, like it pulls that mini map.
or do a
out,
GTA
right?
as you're
Or-
speeding
or-
up. Zoom it out. So in GTA, what happens
Yeah.
is the faster you're going, the more zoomed out the mini map gets, so you
gotta
can
be.
see.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
Yeah.
This one is just like it's locked, and so there's a lot of times where I'm like, okay, the quest marker's over there. I must have a turn coming up. Oh no, it's not. Okay, there's
Yeah,
some weird
I'll
off
break.
ramp over here.
Yeah.
What happens to
you
me is-
start breaking.
I'll start braking and I'm like, okay, it's got to be this one. Fuck, it's not this one. Okay, speed up. It's got to be this one. It's not. Fuck it. I'm just gonna go until it tells me not to. And I'm fucking going 100, dude. Going, fucking miss it. God damn it! I
Well,
back up, kill 3 people on the way.
And then a police warrant comes out.
Exactly.
The
There it is.
positive side effect of that is that there is no vehicle destruction of your own.
I have
And,
blown up my
you
car
don't
several
get-
times.
you don't-
Let me tell you now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The bike, I have like full on T-bone vehicles going 180 miles an hour, and then I'm just like fall. I skid across the ground. I'm like totally fine. I walk back over to my bike, and it's like get back on or whatever, and I'm like, all right, cool, there we go.
What happened to me is that I was
hilarious.
going so fast on the bike that it was one of those off ramps that curves weird like that, and I just went woo! And then I got the weird physics because I hit a roof and then I just got jet back and then it was just game over. I flatlined. So
Yeah, the random flatlines. Oh my god.
The random death to explode. I have died more to explosions in this game, being near exploding thingies.
Mm-hmm.
That
I just never take them into consideration when I'm like surveying a scene and I'm about to go in. I'm just kind of like, I need to be there to murder this man, and then I do something. But there was one where I was traversing through an area and I like went to use my double jump and I was like, I'm gonna jump up on these canisters right here and then jump off those and over a thing, and the things I jumped on, they just all fucking exploded. I died. I was like, really? Like, that's the one that's gonna kill me?
That's how I go. I hardly die to the ads anymore. I die to that stupid shit. But overall, again, side quest 10 out of 10. Main story 9 out of 10 with what I've played so far.
Oh man, it's got me at a 10 out of 10 right now on the main story.
I'm actually gonna start. I started advancing the main story.
Let me change my name to Aaron real quick. It doesn't, dude. I don't know what it is about the main story. Like, Johnny Silverhand's cool. It
Where
just
are
doesn't
you?
pull
Are you at
me
the point of no
in,
return
dude.
yet?
I hit the point of no return, yeah.
I have not.
Okay.
I explained it to Conan. Conan, have I reached past it? I don't think I have.
No.
Oh well, we got different endings or different
It
things.
doesn't
But I had
change.
just
Where are you at right now? So, like, for example, on the Evelyn piece.
the Voodoo Boys.
Okay.
I'm on that part.
So
I
you're
just
in
got
Pacifica now?
past them all. Yes, I got
Okay,
the van.
past them all.
Fought
Oh,
the
you're
big
getting close
fucking
then.
And
big
what
bitch.
about Goro?
Sasquatch.
Did you already do the parade?
Sasquatch. No, I've done a few side
okay.
quests.
Okay,
I have
so
done
you're
side
still missing
quests.
that whole piece. And what about Rogue? Did you already finish?
I've been
Rogue's?
doing basically all of the automatic love, the Evelyn piece.
Yeah, that's the Evelyn piece.
That's
how you'll hook up with Judy. So look, each of the main arches is who you hook up with. So like when you finish the Voodoo voice, that's all the Judy piece. So were you able to hook up with Judy, or did you exclude something? And
not yet. Almost there.
Conan?
I'm almost there as well. Like, because I got to, yeah, it's weird how it progresses, right? Because there's different branches. So yeah, like I'm still doing some of the Judy stuff. That's like what
Yeah, so like what happens is
no return, and then I was like, oh, I need to go to do the Judy stuff.
Exactly. So like you'll do like the main quest, and you'll need her help or whatever, and then that'll unlock like her branching end of like side quests. The same applies to Rogue, and the same applies to Pan Am. So each three of the three like main campaign things is like branches off into one of like the three deciders on your end. So like there's the Evelyn piece, which will do Judy, the Rogue piece, which will give you Pan Am, and the Goro piece, which will give you Rogue. And then based on those, it'll give you the ability to choose your ending, and then whether it's good or bad will determine on the choices in that last mission.
So I'm struggling remembering the order of events here. If you did the mall, did you meet what's her name with the Voodoo Boys? Bridget.
Or Brigitte, whatever.
Yes, yeah. She just took me through
the part where I'm at right now. Yeah, right now the part I'm at is I'm in the ice bath, and I'm with.
Okay,
that's exactly where I'm at.
In the alternate.
That
place
is the
point of no return.
That is the spot that solidified it to me, where I was like, "This is fucking 10 out of 10 for me."
The Johnny piece.
It just doesn't.
That piece, yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun. That's why I didn't want to stop right now. The earlier I was like
going through, that whole section in the bath.
Yeah, so like that's why that's the alt scene I was telling you about. That it was like super so like that's why I was saying I'm like I didn't want to stop, but I found a safe spot and I'll go back to it. Aaron's probably dying to play the game now.
Yeah. we are saying stuff, but it varies.
It's so vague.
It varies. Like
so what I'm gonna say is the side quest 10 out of 10. Main campaign, what I have seen so far right now, you could say between an 8 and a 9. you are still missing a bunch of chunks, actually, Eric. If you have only progressed the voodoo piece, you need like the rogue piece, and it'll all kind of tie up.
I've done some things, but there's shit that I'm like, this doesn't interest me in the slightest. So I'll bounce within like the first part of a side mission, which could be one of my issues because I'm like, I don't fucking find this interesting. What the fuck is the point of this?
And
Or
dude,
I'll just go with the part that's like, okay, I think this is the way I should go. I just go that way, and I'm like, fuck it, just fuck everything else. Fuck
and I
all the other
feel
paths.
like the reason that they chose Keanu Reeves as Johnny Silverhand is because so many of his movies tie into this game.
Yeah.
Like,
Johnny Mnemonic?
Johnny
Silverhand is
Mnemonic,
cool.
The
Matrix.
Matrix, freaking John Wick. Like,
John
shit,
Wick
dude, I saw a
especially.
meme. I saw a meme where it's like a crying kid, and it's like when you're playing the Johnny Silverhands and you miss the headshots.
Dude, legit.
And you're like, I have failed you, John Wick. I have failed you. But
true.
whatever his gun is, I want that gun.
I fucking want
100%.
that gun, dude. That thing is sick.
If you can get
Yeah.
it. I don't know if you can, but that...
Let's see what happens.
Okay, so moving on from side quests. The next thing we wanted to talk about was the customization in the game. So, I have this weird bug, and I don't know if you guys have experienced it, but when I created my character, he had hair. After I got shot in the head, he's bald.
No, I remember checking into a mirror and just shits and giggles. I had to talk to Evelyn
Yeah.
for some fucking reason, and then I went into the mirror and I was like, let's see how I look. I was fucking bald, dude.
Yeah, so check
I
your
had
character.
no
Just
clothes
noticed
on. I
I'm
was like,
bald like just recently too, and I was like, "What the fuck is going
Yes,
on?"
yes, okay, so it's everybody. All right,
so I'm like, cool,
the same
and I just
thing happened
left
to
the
me.
mirror.
I was like, I thought I had hair, and then in the basilisk piece, I noticed that my dude was bald, and I was like, what the fuck? When did I get?
Yeah, I was like, "Who's this bald guy?" And then I was like, "Oh wait, no, I think that's supposed to be me."
Yeah.
Started the game mid-20s within a couple of
Yeah,
side
I was
missions. You're
thinking, I'm
fucking
like-
60s.
I'm like, what happened to my hair? Well, so there's a bunch of customization on your character at the beginning of the game, but you can't go back and add your hair. There is no place in the game where you can customize your
dude.
hair back on.
There's
Yeah.
something with that where I wanted to change a specific part of me, but I couldn't. Oh, the fucking fingernails. Not anyone with nail
Yes,
colors,
but-
dude. I don't
yeah.
hate on anybody with nail colors. But I remember I was scrolling through all the nail colors because, like, okay, what if something looks cool? And I just kept going and I was like, alright, this is the clear one. Dude, it's fucking platinum. And now anytime my character's like this, stop! I just see silver nails and I'm like, oh my fucking god, dude. You gotta be fucking with me. So that's one of my gripes, dude.
This is
with
why
hair, I'll get it.
Now we know why he hasn't been liking the game. Because every time
It's my
he
fucking fingernails! Every time I shoot a gun, that's all I see. That's fucking bullshit, dude.
Dude,
I
like,
really thought it
yeah,
was
so,
clear.
like, once you customize your character, like, you can select your fucking horse stick, alright, and the bush, or the shape of your bush, or the lack of bush. You can't go back and edit it later. So,
Fucking
like,
bullshit.
so, like, one of the things that's hilarious is when you see
Fuck
them.
you, hobo. Why are you laughing, bro? You
No,
fucking
no.
dickhead. He's still laughing while he's
I'm talking about the customization, all right? And have you like you can make your male guy have fucking titties, right? So like, what if you do it as a joke, and then later you're stuck in a situation where fucking B has tits the whole game, and you can't get rid of them, right? Like you
Yeah,
can't.
dude.
Stuck.
Whatever. Whatever. Fucking over it. Customization is cool, though. Besides the fucking nails, it's okay. They're missing some hairstyles, like normal hairstyles.
Yeah.
Okay? But, cool.
They need to get
I thought the customization, character customization, was actually really lacking. Like I thought there would be a lot more. It doesn't give you like very many facial options. It doesn't give you very many
you can
hair options.
you can
You can mold like your face.
Yeah.
Like there's different options for noses and things like that.
dude,
But
somebody
like
made the handsome
I
Squidward,
don't know.
okay?
that's pretty good.
Somebody made the handsome Squidward.
But yeah, I don't know. When I was going through it, I was like, I've seen much better customization in many other games.
In a fucking EA game. I got better
Yeah,
customization.
yeah. So yeah, that was lacking for me. In terms of like customization in terms of how I look while I'm playing, that has been all over the board as well, until I found a couple like really nice pieces of armor that I liked. But before that, it was like, what's my highest armor piece? Oh, it's a skirt and this fucking,
dude, yes. All right, I don't give a
Half
shit.
the game I was rocking
fucking
booty
straw
shorts,
hat.
dude.
What?
Half the game I was rocking fucking Daisy Dukes because they were my highest armor.
Respect.
Dude, so
Respect.
I'd be riding the bike and then my dude's ass is all jiggly. It's like as I'm riding the motorcycle, dude. And
So fucked, dude.
and then I told Conan, I was like, dude, I'm gonna just sacrifice the armor. I'm done with the Daisy Dukes.
Yeah, I ended up like on a side quest where I was looking for old live recordings of samurai when they were still banned and performing and stuff, and that got me to a vendor who was selling like some sick looking fucking like samurai gear and stuff like that, and I was like,
that's cool.
all right, now I've got some stuff I can work with here.
Time to take the skirt off. Let's put some real shit on.
I did the exact same thing, dude, and then I've had them and I've been upgrading them. Even though they're like white gear, I don't care because it looks cool.
As long as you look cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so like the ones that were available to me were like purples. And so I was like, sick, I've got these. They have mod slots on them, which by the way, I didn't really like look into the armor mod slots all that much in terms of like what you can slot in there, because I was like, oh, I'll just use whatever I pick up. And I was, after a while I was like, I'm not fucking picking up armor mods. Like, they're just not around very often, and I wasn't going to vendors seeking them out or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like searching, doing something else, like trying to level up my crafting, and I looked at everything that I could craft, and I was like, oh shit, I can craft like armor mods. I mean, look at these. And it's like, okay, upgrade armor by X amount or whatever. I was like, let me slap one of these things on, and I was like, oh my god, I put a white armor, like additional armor mod on an armor piece, and it gave me like 100 extra armor, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And so I like started like just making a bunch of those and slapping those in my armor, and so my armor's like up in like I think one of them's like 600, the other one's like 450, and so now I can take way more damage, because there was a point in time where I was like getting fucking slapped by some of the higher level characters, and I was like, what is going on? As soon as I did that, like, things have been way better, if you haven't done that yet. But
upgrade your weapons. Upgrade your weapons. Don't forget about that.
Oh yeah, I've actually been doing that.
I found some legendaries like for weapon variants that I'm not built into. So I've found the mantis blades. I found a legendary shotgun and a legendary pistol. And so I'm like, god damn, I'm spec'd into assault rifles, submachine guns, and sniper rifles, and I can't find one.
Is there respecking?
There is, but it's really expensive. It's like 100,000 credits. So it's pretty significant. But I think in the end game, like, I think if you were like to really play past and do like everything, you'd be swimming in money and be able to do that.
Well, there's also the system generated muggings. So those are procedurally generated. You can spend hours just running around an area and basically playing police officer and just killing people that are randomly mugging people. And each one of them gets you like anywhere from 2 to 5K, depending on the area you're at.
Mm-hmm. Well, that and like I happened to go upon a Paul Tassi article. He was like, yeah, I made like 300K one day. And I was like, well, what? How did you do this? And he was going and doing those. And anything that was like blue, he would just pick up and sell it if he wasn't using it. And you get like anywhere from $400 to like $600-700 for each thing. And so he was like you're saying, walking away with 4,000 or 5,000 for each one of those things.
And like I said, those are procedurally generated. So you just have to be walking by, and then next thing you know is like the somebody's trying to mug the police, and you just take care of them real quick, and then you make money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did when I wanted to buy that like $200,000 car. I was just like, I'm gonna do it. So I'm just gonna sit around and just do muggings and sellings. And then another thing Preston brought up that I was doing naturally, but it's not conveyed in the game, is if you take even like white stuff and you destroy it, it turns it into components, and the components are more. They sell for more money independently than they would just a white piece. So like if you take a soda and you dismantle it, it gives you some components, and the components are worth more than the soda.
It's like Tarkov.
So there's all that. And then, yeah. So final thoughts so we can move on to the Game Awards and the Destiny, and we can get some more input from Aaron.
Really? Final thoughts?
So I'll separate it into main story and side missions. I will say that I do sometimes get lost in the side missions, so that's a good part. I'd give the side missions, I want to say, 8 out of 10. Main story, like I said, doesn't really interest me that much. I'll give that one I'll give it a 7. Gameplay, a 6.
So overall, what, like a 7 then?
Yeah, a 7. It's okay, good, not great. Not gonna blow your socks off, like Destiny does. Just kidding, guys. Just an average Destiny player. On to you, Conan. What do you think, man?
Yeah, like I said, main story, it's just absolutely blowing me away right now. It has such a cinematic feel to it. I feel like I'm playing a book that I would read. And that's got me really like excited about it. Yeah, main quest is just great. Side quests really good as well. There are definitely some highlights, and then there are some other ones that are a little more forgettable. Like I literally have forgotten about what they were. And then gameplay wise, as I have progressed and leveled up quite a bit, that has gotten much more fun. I have a lot more access to ridiculous bullshit that is that is hella fun.
You become like
my charged sniper rifle that if I ping somebody, I can shoot through anything and murder them. I was shooting through a mountain and murdering someone with a sniper rifle yesterday. It was ridiculous. So yeah, number wise, I don't know, but it's just I've been having a blast. I'm almost 40 hours in already. It's just been great.
That's what I want to hear. I like it. None of you hate it.
Hey,
none of us.
Yeah,
hate
so
it's good.
I'm kind of in between Eric, Gorilla, and Conan.
Who's that?
Like I'm like super in between you guys. Like I'm digging the shit out of the side stories. I'm digging the shit out of the the main story. I wouldn't say like a 10 out of 10. I would say like 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10 on the gameplay. Once you start getting your build together, you're OP. You're a Terminator. Like,
Well, break it down though. Like, how's the gunplay?
So the gunplay
is not Destiny.
It's not Destiny. It's not Destiny. It's okay. So did you ever play Deus Ex?
Yes.
Okay, so the gameplay, the gunplay is Deus Ex.
Okay, so it's bad.
Not bad. Not great.
I don't
it's
like
just
it.
okay.
I think it's actually surprisingly like good.
I think it's very
for considering how big the fucking world is and what you're dealing with.
So like the main thing is you're not there to like go in. The point is you're not like a soldier. You're
not supposed to be a wrecking machine.
Yeah, you're not a soldier. So that being said, the gunplay's like 7 out of 10. 8.
So I attribute like a game that a game that relies on gunplay that is awful is Fallout 4. right? That is some of the worst gunplay ever. But the entire game forces you to do gunplay. Is it as bad as Fallout
No.
4?
No.
Okay.
Much better than that.
It's-
I'd say it's somewhere between
I actually
Fallout
like
4 and Borderlands.
Yeah, I like the Deus Ex gunplay.
It doesn't make the game
Like
unplayable.
so,
by
let me
any
say,
means.
like if you hit a headshot, the game
I'm
will
sorry. Which Deus Ex?
the first one.
Like the original Deus Ex back in
No,
1980?
the remake, the original remake.
Oh, Mankind Divided?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That one was fine. I'm thinking back like in the 80s or 90s. I'm like, that was some bad game.
The remake, the most recent Square Enix remake of Deus Ex. Well,
Gotcha.
not the sequel because the sequel was ass, but the first one. It had good because it's like an RPG first person shooter. So yeah,
Yep.
that's kind of how this is. So like when Preston and I were talking about it, if you have played Deus Ex Mankind Divided, the most recent Deus Ex remake, the gunplay feels like that. The car needs a little tweaking, the driving. Maybe like not like because I feel like if you hit the A or D, your character instead of doing this a little, it's like so
Yeah.
Make the map a bit bigger too.
Yeah, so the mini map needs to
All
zoom in.
around.
The driving needs some serious TLC, honestly.
Scrubs.
But other than that, movement is great. They need to disable the double A or the double D where you dash.
Dude. Yes.
Fucking
I
bullshit.
never use the dash.
I never use the
so
dash,
it
and
drives
then
me
you use
crazy.
it at the worst times.
I used it because in the beginning at the apartments, you know how you box that robot.
Mhm.
You know, it makes you want to do that. So that's when I'll use the dodge. But I only was able to beat one of those dudes because they're all fucking super high level. That's the only time I use dodge. I never use it.
But
again.
yeah, they need to be able to give you disable that. They need to be able to allow you to remap the interact. There, by the way, there's a mod for it. You can download the mod and it'll let you change it to E.
Gotta download that fucking immediately.
It's good. Overall, the game I would say an 8 where it stands. If they fix some of the things that I know they will, maybe let's revisit this in like a year, and it'll probably be a 10 out of 10.
Down with that.
Because CD Projekt Red is really good about maintaining their games. And did you see? I'm like super stoked about their online. They're gonna do their version in this universe of like Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Redemption Online. It's
That'd be
gonna be,
sick.
but it's gonna be Cyberpunk. Like
Group
gonna
orgies?
be super awesome, dude.
Huh?
Because like if it's like Rockstar has done a great job with GTA Online. Now, if this is, yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
That does sound fun. That does sound cool. That could be one thing that I'm missing. Just not playing with my buds during it, because I can only imagine playing multiplayer through this. That'd be fucking sick.
Dude, imagine rolling as a crew doing heists and shit like that,
That'd be
or
cool.
assassinations, or rescue.
Someone's your net runner. Someone's your melee guy. Someone's your
You
That'd
have
be
your
fucking
different
sick.
builds, and then like you have like your hacker guy. You have like, and then one
Hacker
of them's the
man.
driver. The other guy is like, yeah, dude, that's sick. And like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have like a heist. They're gonna have an assassination. They're gonna have an extraction. They're gonna have like a go steal this vehicle. All those kinds of things. Okay, so we're done with thoughts. Now moving forward to the Game Awards. So the Game Awards were quite interesting this year because there's a lot of salt regarding the results on the Game Awards. A lot of people think that Ghost of Tsushima got snubbed quite harshly on a lot of the nominations.
Through all of the awards, dude.
But specifically because they think that The Last of Us and maybe Sony had a little bit of influence on it. I haven't finished the game. What I have played of the game was really good in my opinion. But maybe Aaron can dive a little deeper. Have you finished it already?
The Last of Us?
Yeah, part
Yes.
2.
No, I think I'm getting to where the controversy starts, but I don't know.
Oh shit.
So I thought I was at the end of the game when the two main characters meet, and then you start this whole second half of the game, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I know
So
where you're at.
now I'm thinking I might think I know how the ending is, and I can understand the controversy, but I'm not sure. So I will say this: The Last of Us 2. There are some sections that are just way too fucking long, and it really
Like me.
yes, just like Gorilla. There's just some sections just kind of go too long, and while the story is great, the gameplay isn't good enough to make me love the game. Ghost of Tsushima, the gameplay was as good as the story.
Okay. Well, so for example, Game of the Year went to Last of Us Part 2. That's one of like the real pain points, at least in Reddit that I've read, where people are thinking that that's where Ghost of Tsushima basically got robbed. Game direction, again, here it could have gone anywhere. Narrative,
I think that's
again.
one that
Aaron, you're cutting
people
off.
have the biggest problem with game direction. Oh, am I?
Yeah. Game direction.
Yeah. So if you look at Kotaku, they have an article about game direction. A game that has that much crunch should never win best game direction. And I agree. If they can't direct their people properly to where there's a giant crunch, maybe give it to the most easy release.
Well,
but I think
we don't
direction.
know if Ghost of Tsushima had crunch or not, right? The only reason Naughty Dog is under this microscope is because them, along with a couple other big studios, were all part of that article of like the employees basically ousting them out. Because like I think the big controversy with Naughty Dog is that like the expectation is that you're gonna, when you accept a job there, is like the way of working there is, hey, the expectation is you're gonna work 14 to 16-hour days. That's just how it is here. Welcome to the team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fair. It probably is every game has crunch because it's IT, it's tech.
Mm-hmm.
Every tech has. Anytime you have a deadline with zero ability to control what that means as a person, there's crunch at the end. Because
I was gonna say
they don't care what you can actually get done. They care about getting it done when they say so.
Yep. Well, so one of the things, at least you and I both work in the tech industry, we know that the deadlines are non-negotiable, and there's some VP or some director or somebody up there whose bonus is reliant on hitting that deadline, and that deadline will be hit because we will not fuck with that man's money.
Yep. All right, keep going.
So game direction, best narrative. Again, this is subjective because it's due to the storyline. I understand that Last of Us, Hades, and Ghost of Tsushima all had really compelling storylines. So, I don't understand the salt there. Best art direction went to Ghost of Tsushima, no problem with that one. Best score and music went to Final Fantasy VII, apparently no problem there either. Best audio design went to The Last of Us. Then the performance went to the girl that did the mocap for the villain in The Last of Us.
Abby, yep.
Yep.
Laura Bailey.
And I don't know if you guys watched that, but the person that was the most excited was Ashley Johnson, that Laura Bailey won. She was so excited when
that was really cool.
Called for Laura Bailey.
There was a lot of hate going towards her way as soon as people started.
There was a lot of people that were like, there was death threats going out towards that
crazy.
That poor girl.
Aaron's gonna figure out why, but yeah.
I haven't played the game, and I know what happened because I read some spoilers. I don't want to spoil it.
I saw the ending of the game. I know what happens in the game, but there's death threats towards this girl.
Well, actor. Aaron must have passed the part.
Fuck is wrong with people?
Because
no,
I'm not gonna say anything.
So Neil Druckmann got a bunch of death threats. That's for sure.
Yeah. So she was getting like tons of hate because that person does something very crucial in the game. So.
Well, I know what she does.
Yeah.
I mean, do you mean when she kills Joel?
Yeah. Okay, sweet. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say he's past that part, but I don't want to say anything.
Yeah. So
after that, dude.
So she kills Joel.
Going at her, dude.
Yeah, and they were going at her, and they even sent her death threats, and like she even had to publicly tweet, and so did.
So she made a statement.
And made a statement saying like, "Hey guys, I'm just an actress." Like,
well, just remember King Joffrey, whatever his real name is.
But fuck that guy, dude. That's different.
He he couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like
that
this
sucks.
poor girl was getting death threats. Like
And just
so
think about it, they did such a good job with their role that people hate them for playing a character.
exactly.
Sucks, man. That
So maybe
sucks.
she is deserving, you know?
Yeah, maybe fuck that bitch.
No, she is deserving of the award. That's what I meant. Not deserving
Yeah,
of the
I got you.
Sorry. Let me restate.
Hey, just a heads up too. So all of the, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I got one.
All of the 8 main awards, like the big awards of the night, all Sony PlayStation exclusives.
Yep.
Every one of them.
Yep.
Oh.
Except a
Fucking
few. Except a few. Best indie went to Hades. Best multiplayer went to Among Us. Best community support went to
Those
Fall
aren't the
Guys.
big ones though.
The big ones are what?
Big ones are like what?
Direction,
That's
acting,
before
gaming,
the ones are
audio.
like-
in game.
Yeah.
Dude,
Narrative,
well, we
shit
all
like
know.
that.
Everybody knows that when it comes to exclusives, Sony is legit owning everybody else. Their first party studios are developing such good quality video
Yeah, they're
games
fucking good, dude.
that it's amazing. Which is what has led to Microsoft purchasing Bethesda and dumping like $2 billion because they were getting their ass handed to them in the first party.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
Sony. Oh no, go ahead, Aaron.
Sony's worst first-party game, I think, of the last generation was Days Gone. People kind of shat on it. Game's pretty good.
Yeah, that's the zombie one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty darn good.
No, it's really good. No, people shat on it because it's too short.
Oh, I haven't beat it yet.
People, the main complaint with the game is that it's too short because it's like a 15-hour game.
Oh, all right. Then I'm
But-
almost done.
But the way I see it is, if you got 15 hours of solid entertainment, that is, what is it, like 7 or 8 movies that you went to the movie theater? You got your money's worth. You're good. Like, I feel like with CyberPunk, I have more than enough gotten my $60 worth in return already.
I'll say
my
that. Yeah, I don't regret buying the game. It's good.
Video
So-
games are still the cheapest form of entertainment out there, and why I will continue to
even at the new
fucking
current
support
price, at $70, I think they're still worth it.
I can say it.
So let's segue into that, actually, into first party. I think that is what Sony is banking on as their console seller. Is
Fucking
they're
working.
saying like, yeah, you know what? I mean, I understand you can get your Call of Duty everywhere, you can get your Assassin's Creed everywhere. Even now, they're even admitting, hey, our console is probably not as powerful as the Xbox Series X by a fractionally. But where are you going to get the best first-party games? That's right. It's going to be with us. That used to be a market dominated by Nintendo. That was Nintendo's thing. It's just like, hey, you want to play the Zeldas, you want to play the Mario Parties, you want to play the Mario Kart, you're going to have to get a Nintendo. Now I feel like Sony has stepped into that echelon, and it is a great echelon to be in, to be basically a part of.
They're whooping ass, dude.
Mhm.
With God of War alone, dude. That game right there just fucking brings in so many fucking people.
It's funny. That was honestly one of my least favorites of their first-party games, and I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
have
was about to
that,
say,
like,
how the
power-
fuck do I boot this guy out of here,
their
dude?
first
I was
party.
9.5, but it's not as good to me as the other ones I played last generation. But it's
Their shit. They have not released like a bomb, basically, like something that is ass. Whereas Xbox first party, shall I say, Crackdown?
Oh my god,
Oh shit, so
Crackdown
that is so
was
bright.
yeah, Crackdown was terrible.
It even hurts my eyes.
And I think that's why they had to go and purchase Bethesda. But Bethesda hadn't been releasing, like, the magic had been gone the last couple large releases for them too.
For Bethesda?
Yeah, Bethesda hasn't released a really good game in a
Other
while.
than Doom Eternal, they hadn't released anything that was really, really good.
What have they released?
Huh?
I mean, the last thing that they released before
So
that.
they did Doom Eternal. They did Youngblood's Wolfenstein,
Which bombed.
which I tried playing it, dude, because I was like, man, I really like the other ones, and no, it was hot garbage. So then they did Quake Champions, which literally went straight to free to play, and didn't do very good.
straight to DVD.
Yeah.
Then they did the Ghostwire, Oh no, that's coming up. Sorry. They did Doom Eternal, then they did Wolfenstein Cyber Pilot, which was like a
So
VR.
you're conflating Bethesda, the distribution company, with Bethesda, the developer.
No,
Just-
they bought the whole package. They literally.
Okay, I was talking about Bethesda.
He's talking about Bethesda, the developer.
Yeah.
So the developer, they've done Elder Scrolls Blades, which is a junk game, right? Fallout 76, which apparently turned itself around like No Man's Sky, and it's really good now. I refuse to play it.
Shout out No Man's Sky.
And then Fallout
Fuck
4
yeah.
and Skyrim. They haven't done much. Now,
Yeah, no, so they bought the entire distributor, like Bethesda Works.
ZeniMax, right? ZeniMax? Is that what it is?
ZeniMax, yeah. They basically merged into Microsoft. And
Right.
all their studios that were under that umbrella now belong to Microsoft. But like what I was saying is like, so Rage 2 was okay. I played it. It was okay.
Oh man, I played like an hour of it, and I was like, "This is getting refunded. Fuck this game." I was so angry. I was so angry. I could tell within the first hour, I was gonna be fucking pissed off playing that game.
Like I remember
So,
the
yeah,
trailer
it was-
sold me so hard, then I bought it, and then I was like, this is okay. And I had passed.
Yeah, but
I had surpassed like the.
But E3, when they demoed that and they had that live musician, I think you should have known then it was not going to be a good game.
Well, then Fallout 76. Funny story about that is I had pre-purchased it. I played it for like an hour, and then I refunded it because it was hot garbage.
It was.
Dude.
Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus, I think I would say is the last real like game that I enjoyed from them that I played before Doom. So from 2017 to 2020, everything they released was complete hot garbage.
I heard that.
But they've got Elder Scrolls, and that will sell a billion copies.
So basically what Microsoft did with them, though, is that they enhanced their already stacked Xbox Game Pass with now the entire Bethesda library is in there as well, and you can go in there and just download whatever you want to play and play it. Which is what I think that's their goal is that they're saying, all right, fine, we're just gonna have the Game Pass and we're gonna become the Netflix of video games, guys.
There's also the Elder Scrolls Online that is constantly doing new content as well.
Constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So I'm curious to see what'll happen. But I think definitely for first-person games, story-driven exclusives, PlayStation is going to be the way to go, and which is what is going to drive people to buy the PS5.
There was a report like a week or two ago that was saying Sony executives were saying that single-player games are doing like remarkably well, despite like what some other reports have been saying. Their internal data is saying that they're like pushing consoles, they're making lots of sales. So yeah, I mean they're doubling down on single player story games. It's fucking awesome. I mean, that's part of the reason I bought a PlayStation. That's part of the reason a lot of people buy PlayStations is to play those games. And Xbox just has yet to show that, they have those.
Yeah, and the only game I was kind of excited about, they canceled. So, I don't remember what it was called. The dude on the dragon with the headphones.
Yeah.
Dude, but on a side note for Xbox, I have read reports that some players have played through Halo Infinite, and it is vastly improved, and it is actually quite good. From some.
Didn't Halo make a statement that they were going to come out with the game fall next year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that?
So it got delayed a full year.
Scaled down.
If it had to. Yeah,
that was
okay with that.
I'm okay with that. I know that there was grief on it, but Halo is like an iconic franchise too. It's like they want that shit to work.
Well, I mean,
Almost need it, dude.
Oh my god, that trailer.
Yeah,
oh my god.
the live action trailer
That
with the plane, it was
hurts.
bad. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
bad.
That hurts.
Like, I'm not even a big Halo fan. I will freely admit that Halo, the original on Xbox, was nothing to me because I was already PC gaming. So I'm like, what is this trash? but I get why it was so good, right? Because it was like my GoldenEye. Because I loved the crap out of GoldenEye on the 64, and I played that like people played a Halo. So
I remember playing GoldenEye, dude. Freaking Gold
Yeah.
Gun
Oh,
matches.
yeah.
Oh, that was the shit. That was the shit.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that Nintendo has not released an N64 Mini.
Nintendo's weird, dude.
the problem is they don't own
have so
Rare
many
anymore.
golden opportunities.
They don't
So
own
many
Rare,
golden
but they own the
opportunities to do
IPs,
something.
right?
They do not. It's like I don't think they can put any of the Rare games out there,
So Perfect
the
Dark
problem.
and GoldenEye would not be allowed.
or any of the
Banjo-Kazooies.
right.
Wow.
Microsoft owns Rare now, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And they've done literally nothing since Microsoft bought them.
No, they
Sea of
did the
Thieves.
Killer Instinct remake. They bought them for
Right.
Killer
They've
Instinct.
done literally nothing since.
Hey, Sea of Thieves is still chugging along. They have
Yeah.
like a
Oh, is that
dedicated
Rare?
player base.
Yeah,
Sea of
that's
Thieves
rare,
is
yeah.
good. Sea of Thieves is
Sea of
good.
Thieves is definitely a niche game, but they have like found a little corner and they are hardcore about it. Go
I
ask
know
our
Gears.
buddy.
Gears has a little community as well.
Yeah, true.
Gears of War. They still
Yeah.
got a little community as well.
Yeah.
The original Gears was one of the best games, honestly.
Oh,
I
dude,
love
Dude, it was
Gears
so
of
much
crap
War.
fun. The
out of
Holy
first two
shit.
were so on the Xbox 360 were so
Dude.
good.
1, 2, and 3, dude. I fucking
I only
died.
played
when
1, 2.
Dom died.
What? No, I'm just kidding.
What?
No,
It's been a decade.
the original. No, what's his face? I can't think of his name. The Twitch
Marcus
streamer.
Phoenix.
Master Chief.
No,
Oh.
Twitch streamer. The really big.
Spartan 343.
Red versus blue.
No.
I love those videos back in the day.
I love that
I
they
just
showed
look-
up at the Game Awards and did that whole like
Yep.
reveal for Fortnite.
cool.
That was pretty
Oh,
great.
So speaking
Fortnite
of
fucking
Fortnite,
taking
so
over the
I
world.
tried that Blood Gulch and it sucks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I bet.
It sucks.
I was not gonna give it this fucking time of day.
We did buy the Master Chief skin though.
Of course you
Of course
fucking
you
did,
did.
dude. Of course you fucking did.
Oh yeah.
To no one's surprise here at the Just Press
Yeah,
X
seriously.
podcast.
Like I was like, we're getting that, and yeah, we did.
Hobo
Dude,
told little
I am-
Hobo.
Okay,
you know
can
what?
I just
This is
add
the
on to
last
this?
time.
Gamer dad right here is I have my sons and they were like, hey dad, can you give us these characters in Plants vs Zombies 2? I'm like, that's a dead game. It fucking came out like 6 years ago. There's a sequel already out.
Trash.
Why do you still want this game? Why do you want stuff from that game? What are you even doing? And finally I was like, all right, whatever. So I look and they're like, oh yeah, you can get this pack, you know, you got to earn these characters or whatever, or you could just buy them separately. And if you buy them separately, they're like $10 each or something stupid like that. And I'm like, fuck no, you're getting the pack where you can earn them.
Yeah.
And it's been a year-long fucking battle of my kids being like, Dad, just buy us the things. I'm like, no,
Do the challenges.
I buy you the thing. You can do it. You just need to do it. Stop worrying. If you want to play, they're there. You can get them.
Let them know.
Sorry.
Meanwhile,
Too funny.
Hobo, his son is like, hey, can I? Yes. I didn't even finish asking. Yeah,
This is
you
the
can.
No,
last time.
dude, it's not even that. It's
But
not
this is
even.
the last time.
Yeah, no. We like today. The Christmas skins are there, and he's like, Dad, come on, hook me up. And I was like, bro, we got Kratos, we got Master Chief, we got the Joker pack. We're not buying anything else, dude. I was like, if you want, with your Christmas money, which you're gonna get, you can buy whatever skins you want. And he's like, I have money right now. Grandma gave me $20. Can I give you $20? And can we get B-Bucks? And I was like, no.
Hobo will get it if his son tells him about the skins and he's like, alright, that skin does look pretty fucking sick. I'll admit. Ah, sure, let's fucking get it. If it's cool, fuck it, why not?
Well,
The negotiator.
Fortnite fucking, dude, they're good.
Fortnite is good at mail. Dude, when I was playing Fortnite actively, I like in a
Milk.
month I spent like $100 to $150 in skins.
Dude, I
Oh
remember
my
you fucking
God.
you pulled me into something because Hobo's son was into sharks at one point, and then a shark scene came out, and then it was like, oh, a shark scene came out, I'm gonna get it because Nolan's favorite, and I was like, fuck, I kind of want to get it too now. And then the Viking skin was coming out.
Yeah,
the
and then we
Viking
bought
was
the
like,
Viking
yeah.
skin.
yeah, I'm a Viking, and I was like, bro, I gotta rock this shit. And it fucking come out. That was beautiful. It was a beauty. I love that shit.
Yep.
Hey, welcome, Sam. Welcome to the stream, dog.
Yep.
Um,
sure.
it's gamer time, my guy.
What? I lost my train of thought. Okay, so
It's like Fortnite's taking over the world.
Yeah, no, Fortnite's
Yeah.
really good about their skins and making people spend money on the skin because they're cool. And then now that they've actually had the actual licensing, it's even better.
They're pulling people all ages, dude.
Yeah, well, because I mean, they have Star Wars, they have Marvel, they have DC. They
The
basically
Walking Dead now, fucking Master
Mhm.
Chief.
Yeah, and how do you get Marvel and DC in the same game? Isn't that crazy? Holy
What
cow.
money could do, dude.
yeah,
It's like next we'll get Star Trek.
Star
With no
Trek and
one
Star
cares.
Wars. I was about to
yeah, and then they had like very cool Star Wars Darth Vader and Stormtrooper kind of like what's it called skins as well.
skins.
So
Mhm.
it's all been really good. I really like what they're doing with that game.
I think that's
Now,
kind of what
moving
kept the game alive
forward
for.
from our Fortnite topic, we can go to Destiny 2.
Oh yeah. So this week the Hawkmoon quest came out for Destiny, and Hawkmoon was very elusive for me in Destiny 1. I got it the day that the Taken King came out, unfortunately, so I never got to use the Hawkmoon when it was badass. But the quest unlocked, and during the quest it had a lot of go here, do that, go here, do that. That's fine. That's Destiny quests. I get it. But the parts in between where you go and you talk to the crow were surprisingly really good. I felt like the story was really fleshed out. You got to understand him as a character a little bit more. It wasn't just like, hey, here, go kill 500 things and do this certain thing in a strike. Kill this certain secret little enemy that'll show up. It was like, no, like, hey, you're going to go back and forth. You're going to talk to the crow a bunch and learn his story. And then
I'm going to cut you off real quick, Conan, because Sam in the stream has a question in chat. If Hobo could answer that.
Yeah, so
we do have some backlogs.
We do have some of our backlogs that have been recorded there as you can go do them on demand. Obviously, there is a limitation with the Twitch and how long they keep them up there. We are in the process of putting the audio on Spotify at some point.
Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Thank you.
Yep.
So the quest then opens up into a secret area, or a couple different secret areas actually. You visit Crow's nest over.
That part was really cool.
That was really cool. You're in his room. You could inspect 5 or 6 different things, and he gave you a story bit for each of that. Plus, there was a mop bucket in the corner with a couple rolls of toilet paper, which was pretty funny. So yeah, there was that whole a whole lot of mission through that area, and then they had you do the big mission 2 times. And, they had variants, and when you did those as a whole another new area, at first you're like, oh, it's just a lost sector again, and then it's like, oh no, it's this whole huge mission. With a jumping thing that Hobo was yelling about because he kept falling off. Yeah.
Dude, well, there was the jumping puzzle where you had to jump on these tiny little thin pipes and hope you don't slide off. So
there's no more enjoyment you get than beating a jumping puzzle and looking back at all your other homies struggling, and you just hear the comms, dude. That is the best part of Destiny by far.
Oh, dude,
oh yeah, watching Aaron in the dick wall, dude.
Oh yeah.
Or Captain with the ships, dude. In
fuck, dude.
Oh,
Captain, don't you mean you with the ships?
it was
Ships too.
The ships got me plenty
Everyone
of times, dude.
had their night.
They got me plenty of times too.
Everybody had their night.
So you know what though? With the last few releases, Destiny devs have done a really good job. Specifically, the ones that have missions or little areas around them. Even though some of the weapons are not very good, the actual process of acquiring the weapon is really good. The Whisper mission was great. The
Zero Hour
was great. I really enjoyed it, and I think that some of the feedback that the community had given was that in particular. So this is why I think they brought the Hawk Moon back, specifically also because the last time the Hawk Moon was available, half the population couldn't get it because it was locked behind an exclusivity on PlayStation.
Oh, really?
And even the population that could get it couldn't get it.
Because
Like
it was
myself.
a random drop. Yeah, it was a random.
Damn it.
Yeah, so it was a random drop, and only PlayStation guys can get it. So everybody on the Xbox is basically locked out of it.
Yeah. My biggest problem, honestly, with Hawkmoon is that story is better than anything else so far, this expansion, and that's pathetic.
Well, I mean, you're not playing Destiny for the story. You're playing it to...
I want to.
Well, go watch the live
I
video.
like the story.
I would like it. The lore cards, great. You could do so much, but they don't.
Well, go watch
I
the
don't-
live
I
video.
don't
Go
play
watch
for the
fight
story.
video.
No, I'll play for the gun. I'll play. Yeah, watch a bite video, stupid.
You'll get
That'll
all the
catch you
story you
up.
want.
That's all the
Yeah.
story you need.
Yeah, you'll get an hour video of Bife talking in his 60 English
That's the
voice.
real.
Yeah.
That's the real content creator of the year. Thanks, Bife.
Pretty much.
But that being said, I hope there's more this season. If
Mhm.
that
There is. So there's two parts to that, right? So there's the seasonal stuff, the season of the hunt. We are not done with that cryptolith thing. You cannot fully upgrade it, so there is more to do with that. There is still going to be the mission that we did to get Hawkmoon. They're going to be releasing, and it was already like leaked, sort of. People accidentally got to see it on their director, but they got to see the mission that you'll be able to repeat and farm to get Hawkmoon rolls, because Hawkmoon, the first exotic we've ever had in Destiny history, where you can get random rolls on some of the perks, so you can have Hawkmoons of different flavors. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, there's definitely more to come, and it wouldn't surprise me if there was just like a bit more to do with Beyond Light before the season ends. But Season of the Hunt definitely has some stuff still going on, and with the late start, like we're already like, it feels like the next season's already like a month and a half away.
Hope so, man.
it's in March,
Which is
right?
crazy.
But and then also season 13, which is the next season, is bringing in a lot of quality of life changes that are coming along with it. So yeah,
Is that at the expense of actual story and
Destiny
content?
definitely needs that.
Well,
Curious.
that's the thing, is like, I think that what we're seeing with the Season of the Hunt stuff, and especially with the Hawkmoon quest and the Empire hunts and things like that, is I think they're like trying to bring in more story.
So it'll build
that
up on
we can-
itself. If it's somewhat like Shadowkeep, as the seasons were progressing, the overall arcing story was also progressing. So I think that's it. Yes, Beyond Light was kind of like the expansion missions and everything was kind of anticlimactic with the raid and everything. But I think as the seasons progress, the 4 planned yearly seasons, as we move into the next expansion, which is in the end of the 2021, is we will get more of the storyline of Beyond Light, the stasis, and how the darkness will evolve into
But
whatever
that's
the next.
not their MO. They've never picked up the same story.
That's
every
what I'm saying. You
expansion.
didn't play Shadowkeep. I'm telling you,
Pardon?
you didn't play Shadowkeep or the last expansion. Did you play all 4 seasons?
No, I'm talking about the large expansions that you're saying.
Yeah. So what?
Are you talking about the seasons?
Yeah. So what happens is that, like, for example, last season, the 4 seasons tied up into one overall story. As the year progressed, they built upon each other, and the overall narrative was completed at the end of the season, which was the one.
So we have Season of the Hunt, which has absolutely literally nothing to do with Beyond Light. Are you saying the next season will pick up after Season of the Hunt and follow that story? Or the
Correct.
story of Beyond
Correct.
Light?
So, like, the next season, whatever it's called, I don't know what it's called right now off the top of my head, will continue the Crow's storyline and whatever, like, narrative...
Season of the Chosen.
Whatever narrative threads that we started. So, we obviously know that the Chosen is Crow because he came back. So...
Yeah, I think the seasonal expansions, I don't want to call them expansions, seasonal drops that we'll get are all building towards the Witch Queen next fall. So like all the stuff in the seasonal stuff this last year
was building
led
up to
towards
Stasis.
the darkness, us interacting with the darkness finally. Like this whole season is going to be, or this whole year is going to be us leading up to meeting Savathun and dealing with the Witch
So
King.
like all
I'm really
last
down
year,
with that.
like all last year, we were dealing with the tree, the darkness, the Sabathun shards, all that stuff, which eventually led to Beyond Light and whatever story that was. And then now we're dealing with this whole seasonal. It takes like it evolves basically, but no, if you're wanting one cohesive storyline, you're
I
not
don't
gonna
see
get it.
yeah, well, they've never been cohesive. They jump around all the time, right?
Fucking true. Yeah.
They're
They'll jump to one
trying
story,
to change that.
leave
is
out
the
the ribbon
fourth-
for possibility.
This is the third
Constantly.
major expansion since Destiny 2 came out, and it's really the first time that we're interacting with the pyramids. That they kind of alluded to it or did a little bit last expansion, but not really. So, meanwhile, I guess you could say that at least with Forsaken, is that what it was called? The cave one? That one wrapped itself up pretty easily, right? There was no cliffhanger.
So Shadowkeep, yeah, I mean, again, with me, at least with Destiny, I never was in there like going like, oh, I'm gonna get fucking the best narrative game here. So let's go.
Yeah.
No.
Off of that, I wouldn't play it for that, but then they would say something where I'm like, that sounds fucking tight. Let's keep going with that. And then it doesn't have an ending. Or they always leave out something where it's like, alright, something could happen, but let's reel it back a little bit and then start on this story. And it's like, let me fucking finish this one first. Or give me something satisfying. So, yeah, but that's typical Destiny player and fucking story. Just that.
Yeah, I think in one of their like director essays that they wrote, put out, whatever the fuck they are, they were like, yeah, we hear the feedback that I think it was the first season, their first, what was it, Forsaken? Where they're like, yeah, we hear that the seasons feel a little too disjointed and we want a more like single thread storyline that people can follow consistently and it's not jumping around all over the place. Because it did feel like it, we were jumping around from small story to small story and never really like even fleshing it out.
Well, that was very obvious when we had like the season of the Drifter, season of the all those like that year where we
exactly, that was the year.
Those 3 expansions I think that came out that's kind of when like a piece of my Destiny heart just died.
Yeah, because it was like
that's
Drifter,
when I really felt
it was
separated.
like, the Black Armory, and it was something else, and that was like a real shit show. Then they did the following year, which was all kind of cohesive, leading on the darkness, and then now we have this year. I think overall the game is moving towards a better place. I like that the Hawkmoon thing. I also like not knowing what's coming up because that was another gripe the community had. Was they gave a very specific, very detailed roadmap, and a lot of people were like, "All right, this day I gotta go in, and this day I gotta go in, and this day I gotta go in," and then played never again. So
they officially lost that when they put Bastion on the fucking roadmap.
Yeah,
killed a
and
lot of
had
things.
that crazy hidden quest, and it was for something that was on the roadmap.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest
shot.
But that was it for topics, unless one of you guys has something that we want to talk about.
One question for everyone.
Sure.
At the Game Awards, I'm going back to this. Most excited preview.
Ooh.
Trailer that got
I'll go for it. I mean, I don't know about game trailer, but my most hype moment of the Video Game Awards was definitely Super Smash Bros. And Sephiroth's debut.
Sephiroth.
I don't play a lot of Super Smash Bros.
I don't play it at all.
I like watching the trailers, but I remember watching that and I was like, what the fuck is that? Then you start hearing the and the music, dude, and I got fucking chills. I was like, this makes me want to play the game. I'm not.
Yeah, me too.
But it looks fucking cool.
But I mean, it's just a DLC, right?
Yeah, it's just part of the added. Is it part of
Character
the
pack?
character?
Yeah, it's just a character
there you
pack
go.
for Super Smash Bros. The Ultimate Sephiroth DLC.
So that wasn't my number one. That was my number two because number one was Back for Blood. The next Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
that was
God.
also very good. Also
the next
very
Left
good.
4 Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the weirdest moment was probably Vin Diesel in Arc 2.
I was gonna say, dude, how can you not be stoked for Diesel Arc, man?
Dude, I was sitting there the whole time with my son going like, is this fucking Turok? Are they fucking
That's what I was thinking.
Diesel's gonna be Turok? What is this?
Driving in his fucking Fast and Furious car, kill dinosaurs.
Did you guys...
I almost texted you guys too. I almost was like, what is this? The Fast and the Turok? And then like it was like, and I was like, oh shit. All right, I was super wrong. My bad.
But you know, okay. So funny part is we were just talking about Rare, and you guys didn't mention the Perfect Dark remake. Did you?
That trailer
I was holding off.
I never played Arc, so
same.
No, so I was really hyped for Perfect Dark. I remember playing the shit out of Perfect Dark in the N64. Then Diesel Arc, obviously, and the Left 4 Dead, super hype. I was also really
the Mass Effect trailer.
No, Mass Effect has been kind of a hot mess.
Oh, that was a big one. I know it was really big back in the day. I never played it just because
Well, it ties in with like the Mass Effect announcement was the same week that the two biggest people at BioWare left the company.
Yeah,
shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Mass Effect and Dragon Age 4 both gave you almost nothing to go with, on top of the fact that they've lost their two most important people at that company.
Yep.
It's like they're going nowhere.
The one that did kind of get me excited was the Dead Space. What was it called? The Callisto
Protocol.
That looks cool,
yes.
dude.
Okay, so that was another one that I wanted to talk about. So Dead Space 1 and 2 were probably some of my favorite horror / action shooters. That Callisto game, dude. So
Evil Dead.
Yeah,
Evil Dead. Evil West.
Yeah, Evil Dead.
And then there was the Evil Dead Ash. That's what I was gonna say. The Ash game, which is made by the devs that did. I think they're the devs that did Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it kind of looked like it.
So
that looked good.
That looks really good. But I'm the one that I'm really stoked for is Perfect Dark. I hope they nail it. We need
as long as they don't use the same controls as Perfect Dark Zero, because holy crap, those were horrible. But there's been quite a few years since that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's going to use the obvious Call of Duty game scheme, right? Where it's aim, shoot,
They broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. It's going to use that type of controller scheme, I hope. But there was a lot of really good game announcements. Not as many as last year, because last year we had all sorts of, awesome...
Yep.
So as much of a shit show as 2020 was, it was a pretty good gaming year.
Yeah.
End of gaming year, I would say. Yeah, because I remember there was a time where I was just like, oh.
Oh, during the summer,
It's like
it was kind of
Warzone again.
During the summer,
it's like Warzone again.
There was
a lot of Warzone.
There was a dry spell during the summer when everybody was playing Warzone.
Yeah, it was the perfect time for it. The other one that I also thought was kind of cool.
The season 1 trailer for next week actually kind of got me hyped. And I was like, you know what?
Good.
I may dust this out, go back, play some Warzone,
see what's up.
See how it goes.
I think I'm done with that game.
Aaron, you never even started.
With Warzone?
Yeah.
I got one season I maxed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a time. It eventually, I think what burnt us all out was just you could see the obvious cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's typically what kills games, man.
That's what killed me in that game.
All the ice abilities. Oh, wait, sorry.
Those fucking stasis abilities. Terrible.
That's what burned me out on it for sure, 100%. I was just like,
yeah.
I can't do this. There's too much cheating, and obviously the dev doesn't care to fix it. I saw your Advil button.
That's right.
Dude, I did. Aaron, I thought that was a fake background that you were literally... Because it looks fake, dude.
No, I was like...
This looks fake.
He just put himself in the casting couch corner? Let's go.
I was just going to say, that would be the...
Get the casting couch picture, put it up
in
now.
The casting couch corner, as I have my own couch in the background right there.
Hey, one last one, real quick. Crimson Desert. That trailer was fucking sick looking.
Crimson Desert, is that one the one
We were talking about it where it looked a little sloppy.
Oh, yeah. At first, yep.
Oh yes.
It was
But,
so jittery, but holy crap,
Yeah,
it
it
looked
was.
awesome.
It looks beautiful.
The combat looked fucking sick as shit.
Yeah.
I'm just a little concerned with the insta movement and how bad it looked, but that could have just been the video and not the actual
it looks
gameplay.
like Mordhau combat.
It looks like early.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This definitely is like an alpha.
I mean, still look better than Halo.
Halo Infinite. That's true.
Yeah.
He's got
yeah.
a point.
But hey, I'm all for action combat like that. That's why I'm looking forward to New World, and things like that this next year. So
New World is gonna be really cool, dude. That's not
Should
your
be
house, liar.
So is that better? Yeah, I think
Dude,
that's-
do you know how to play guitar?
No. About as well as I can in Last of Us.
All right. Well, I think with that, we will close out today's episode. We will be back to next week. Same place, same time, same people. Hopefully, we'll have our guest back again.
Thanks, guys. It was fun again.
And with
Thanks
that,
to all the viewers as well. That was
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
yeah,
Sam.
thanks for tuning in.
Sam's to
If
stream.
you want to hit a
Yeah.
follow, it'll notify you when we get back on. And
Every
with
Sunday.
that, Hobo's
Hopefully.
out. Conan is out. Aaron's out.
Yeah, we're all out. Peace.
Gorilla's
Later,
out.
guys.
Bye, guys. Go play Cyberpunk.
Thanks, guys.
Woo.